I've already done the brows off camera. On today's look, I'm starting off with the LA Pro Girl Primer. This helps to grip the makeup in place. To add on, it hydrates the skin all day, this giving you a glowy finish look. Next is foundation. I'm using the ZKL True Even Foundation number 25. This feels light on the skin. It's a full coverage foundation and it also works well on sensitive skin. To bring back structure on the face and to cover up discoloration around the eyes, I use the LA Pro Girl Concealer in the shade Fawn. This is 2 shades lighter than my skin. I recently started using a damp powder puff to blend out the concealer. I saw this on TikTok and apparently it works well. Try it at your free time. Make sure it's damp and not wet to avoid ruining your makeup. But you can also use a damp beauty sponge or a blending brush. After blending out the concealer, you might notice some harsh lines, so what I love to do is I go back in with a foundation brush and I blend out the product still well blended. I use the LA Pro Girl Concealer in the shade Dark Cocoa as my contour to bring back shadows on my face. This is 2 shades darker than my skin. I apply it on my forehead and the sides of my nose and also on my cheekbones and on my jawline. When blending out the nose contour, I use a small fluffy angular brush and drag down the concealer as I blend out towards the tip of the nose. Then I go in with a big angular fluffy brush to pick up any excess. As I blend out the rest of the places I had applied contour, and what's left on the brush I apply it on the jawline. I add some concealer on the under eyes to brighten. This is optional. As I wait for the concealer to dry, I apply blush to add color and warmth back to the skin. To blend out the brightening concealer, I use a round fluffy brush for a more coverage look. Using the Kiss Beauty setting spray, I set the liquid products in place to help them melt in the skin. Before setting the under eyes with powder, I go in with a blending brush to blend out any creases. I set the under eyes using the ZKL powder palette in the shade Ivory and press it in using a powder puff. To set the concealer in place so that it does not move, I use the Sacha loose powder and apply the powder in all the areas I had applied concealer. As the loose powder sets, I move on to the eye makeup. I start by priming the eyes using the Chestnut LA Pro Girl Concealer. This will help the pigment of your eyeshadows to show more. I'm using the Girl Eyeshadow Palette in the shade Sahara as my transition color and blend it out using a round fluffy brush in circular motion. On the outer corner of the eye, I outline a wing liner using a flat angular brush using the darkest color of the eyeshadow. Then using a clean fluffy brush, I blend out the eyeshadow around the outer corner of the eye. Towards the inner corner of the eye, using a flat fluffy brush, I gently press in a nude eyeshadow in the shade Marina. To remove the excess loose powder, I use a round fluffy brush by pressing and wiping off the powder. To set the liquid contour, I use the ZKL powder palette in the shade Bronze and apply in all the areas I had applied the liquid contour. To line my lips, I first start with the Davis number 18. Then to overline, I use Davis number 3. I blend out the 2 lip liners using a fluffy brush. Then I apply some clear gloss on top. To set the makeup in place, I use the Kiss Beauty, and that's it. Hope you've learned something. Don't forget to like, comment and subscribe. See you on my next video.